Okay, hello everyone. My name is Laquan Williams, and today in this video, I'm going to be talking about Dexter New Blood. And also, I'll be doing a review of it. The current episode is season 1, episode 9. It aired yesterday. Actually, it aired today on. No wait, today's Monday. Yesterday, it aired yesterday on Sunday, which was January the 2nd, 2022. Um, there's only one more episode left of this whole entire series. Dexter's New Blood is the revival of the original Dexter show that ended in 2014. It has 7 seasons in total, or it was probably 7 to 8 seasons. Yeah, I had that final one on DVD a while ago. I sold it, but I think I still have it around somewhere. But anyways, yeah, I watched every season thus far after watching the 4th or 5th season, where I was originally caught up years ago when I started first watching it. So after a while, I went back to go see the other seasons. Kind of like what happens when you watch other shows from the past and you watch only a couple episodes. You have to go back and watch the rest of the other previous seasons earlier on, like The Sopranos, and other shows like that. You know that I've been watching over the years. I had to catch up on because I missed obviously when they ended. Obviously, but Dexter was different. Obviously, I caught it right before it ended a couple years, but then I had to go back obviously. And binge watch the rest of it. So Dexter New Blood obviously has been going on for about 9 weeks now, and Showtime decided to bring it back, and it's also airing on not just Showtime but Hulu. Dexter Morgan is now Jim Lindsay, who's living under a new alias name. Obviously, he's living in Silver Lake. It's a small town in upstate New York. Obviously, and currently, what he's been doing, obviously, he's been living under the radar as a employee at a sporting goods / hunting rifle store. And because of this, obviously, him under the new identity in the town, Dexter's been able to lay low for the past couple of years. They're dating the police captain of the town. Her name's Angela. That's her right there. So he's been he's been able to stay under the radar for years before Harrison even came back into his life as a 18-year-old, basically teenager going into an adult. Obviously now young man who he hasn't seen in years. Obviously since he faked his death in Miami, and obviously Harrison went in foster care for so many years, lived with his stepmom who died of cancer, and he was bounced around from house to house before he left and aged out. Now he was obviously looking for Dexter for years, and he actually finally found him eventually. So now they're currently, obviously, last couple episodes, they've been trying to fix the relationship and get it back together since he's been back on the show. Whenever we see somebody else is playing the character, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, when the season finale or / series finale is over next week. I don't know if there'll be a season 2, but it's possible. I have no idea. We'll see what happens. So what's happened this far is Dexter has now been put in the crosshairs, obviously, along with his son Harrison, with Kurt Caldwell. Last episode on which was season 1, episode 8 of Dexter New Blood, Harrison almost got killed by Kurt Caldwell because obviously Dexter killed his son. So he said, "This is an eye for an eye. It's payback. You killed my son. I'm gonna take yours." Even though Kurt Caldwell admitted that his son was a failure, a screw up, he was a drug addict, an alcoholic, a party boy, and he always had to bail him out of trouble, even along with trying to make sure he stayed out of jail years ago when he killed a couple of people in some type of boating accident when he was drunk and high. He killed several people, and his dad had money, has money. He was able to get that covered up, obviously, and kept him out of trouble in jail, and that's what it's been happening. The second episode, or was it third? Yeah, Dexter shot Matt Caldwell in the face and killed him after Dexter beat Matt Caldwell with his rifle. Matt Caldwell with his rifle. Then he stabbed him to death after he almost shot him in the head / face when he was shooting and hunting a white deer on Indian reservation land / the injustice people and the Native Americans. Which you can't do, obviously. You can't shoot and kill a specific secret animals on their land, or I guess you could say burial ground, and that's obviously what happened. Because of that, they all came out and asked where he was. Similar to like Alaska, where a lot of the indigenous people obviously live. You can't do that on their land. So it's a crime, and I believe it's a felony, or / I think it's misdemeanor or felony, but either way, he would have been in trouble. So Kirk knows that obviously Dexter killed his son, so this was payback. He saved Harrison at the last minute. What we also saw in this episode, which was last week's episode, this week's episode, they thought Kurt was gone. Dexter and Harrison were bonding, obviously talking about the code that Dexter obviously was taught by his stepfather Harrison, who he gave his son's name to, who obviously adopted him. he told Harrison what he does as far as, just scaring people and putting the fear into them as a vigilante, or the dark passenger is obviously what he calls his also ego of what he obviously does, and his rage, and he has an insight that Harrison said he has too. Harrison asked Dexter, "You're basically like a vigilante, like Batman. How you scare people who are criminals into not committing crimes anymore." So there was this clown called Wiggles. He was working at a kid slash arcade type of amusement park, type of Chuck E. Cheese type of like area. I mean, business. There was obviously rides on the inside because it was inside only. It showed a flashback of Dexter, and about, it looks like it was like season 3 or 2, where he was profiling him, and looking at him, casing him at his workplace, where he was obviously harassing kids, kidnapping them and killing them, and also inappropriately touching children. Unfortunately, that's what obviously caused Dexter to go after this Wiggles clown guy, obviously, and he caught him, and Dexter explained to Harrison something about this, and obviously why he did it earlier on in his, I guess you could say, career, what he's been doing, and he tried to explain to him. So while they were doing that, they were showing a flashback of what Dexter was doing when he got him alone, and where he was hiding at, obviously at the actual place he was working at. So that made things worse. Dexter came back, got him, knocked him out with his needle that he puts in everybody's neck, which is ketamine. He knocks them out. He has them set up on his table and wrapped in plastic, and then obviously ends up stabbing them, showing them the pictures of the victims that he obviously caused hurt and pain to. Dexter explained to him obviously what happened to Harrison. He told him if he actually killed him. He said he didn't. He lied because Deborah, his sister, who is dead, who talks to Dexter, told him not to keep Harrison safe, even though that's obviously too late. There's no reason for that, and there's no turning back now. Kurt Cobain almost killed Harrison last week. If it wasn't for Dexter trying to jump in at the last minute, he'd be dead. Angela's looking into Dexter more and more. She knows the truth about him being the Bay Harbor Butcher. Obviously, Dexter did not tell Harrison that's who he is, but he knows now, obviously, what he does. So he obviously couldn't put one and one together, obviously, but Angela knows who he is, and that's obviously what we've been seeing throughout the last couple of episodes. As far as the Kurt situation, she doesn't care about Kurt. She's not looking into him because she knows she has no evidence to go after him. But he did show up at their house, and Dexter and Harrison stood up immediately and looked at Kurt Caldwell when they were exchanging presents with Angela and her adoptive daughter. Before that, Dexter and Harrison exchanged gifts, and then Dexter gave Harrison a rifle, and they went to go shoot it out in the backyard. They shot beer can, glasses, and then after that, they went to go see Angela and her adoptive daughter, Kurt Caldwell showed up, and he told them he'd be seeing them soon. And obviously, Dexter and Harrison were like really pissed off and obviously caught off guard because they thought Kurt Caldwell ran. He was going to be on the run, and he wasn't coming back to the Silver Lake after they exposed him. Well, they caught out, obviously, what he was doing. A couple weeks ago, we did find out that he was a guest that he did kidnap Molly, the girl who is running the podcast called Mary Fucking Kill, basically, and she is dead now. We found that out at the end of the episode. Kurt Caldwell grabbed her from her hotel room, and it looks like he dragged her out of there somehow without anybody noticing. It looks like from the top window. I don't know exactly how that happened, but that's specifically what happened. That's basically what we've seen. And she's gone now. She's dead. She's one of Kurt's victims. We saw that. After Harrison and Dexter came to see what's going on with Angela and her adoptive daughter at their house when they were hanging out with them, exchanging gifts, eating food. After it was a great day. It was a great Christmas day, and you see them all in their Christmas sweaters, and Dexter and them were all happy. And next thing you know, Kurt Caldwell came out of nowhere and ruined it. So they went to go pursue him and figure out where he was going, but they did not end up following him. They actually went back to their house and used the drone that Kurt actually gave to Harrison to look around his compound / cabin in the woods to see if they could find anything. While they were doing that, it looks like he went back to another one of his places and was grabbing money and his passports and everything that he could to leave because he was on the run. So he obviously would be leaving town, but before he did that, he had some things that in mind that he wanted to do. Angela's been looking at old cases of the Bay Harbor Butcher and the victims that he killed, looking at the needle marks in their neck that he had put there, which is obviously what Dexter's doing with his MO. He knocks his victims out with ketamine, knocks them out to sedate them, and he wakes them up before he obviously kills them. So she knows he's the Bay Harbor Butcher, but she has no evidence to actually go after Dexter. But like I said, and judging by what happens in the next week's episode, which will be the last week's, I really don't think that Dexter, they kind of gave it away in the trailer to trick us, but what I saw was him looking like he was taking a mugshot picture. But what I believe, based off of what I saw, is that obviously they're not giving that away to us, because that would obviously be a huge spoiler. Why would they give that away to you at the end of the whole entire series? Like, what I'm assuming and guessing is, based off of what I think is going to happen, is Dexter and Harrison will probably end up going on the run and having new identities, obviously, because they have no house. Kurt Caldwell burned their house down after they were they went to his compound at night. They took the RV, drove it into the woods, went up to his compound. While he was doing that, they were searching his place. He burned their house down. He thought they were inside, but he wasn't. He knew that they were at his compound, in his underground bunker where he keeps the trophies of all the girls that he killed. He keeps them all encased in glass, and they're all the ones that he's killed so far. There's a lot of them in there, but obviously some of them are not 25 years old, which is obviously what he's been doing. Obviously, so it looks like these girls that he killed were recent, like at least the last 2 to 3 years. Anyways, they found all of that. He got alerted because there was a trip wire alarm in his underground bunker, and Dexter and Harrison actually stepped on it on purpose, because Dexter told him he needs to know that we're onto him. So they stepped on it, and there was cameras down there too while they were going down the underground bunker ladder shaft. And Harrison looked at the camera, and Kurt Caldwell got very mad and upset, and he rushed to get over there immediately, but it was too late. While he got there, Harrison and Dexter were obviously already gone, and he went back to his house, and they were not. He went to go grab all his stuff and leave. Like I said, his passports and money. Harrison said, "Hey, how you doing, fucko?" And then next thing you know, Dexter came from behind his blind side of Kurt Caldwell, hit him with a needle with ketamine in the neck, just like he does everybody. And then they went down to his underground bunker, dragged him down there. Dexter wrapped him up on the table, saran wrap, like he does with all his victims. And then he showed him everything that he did. He's with all the girls that he killed and looked at. He's looking at all of them. He's saying, he told Harrison if he wanted to leave, he could. Dexter's telling Kurt, "How do you not feel bad about this?" And Harrison's like, "You killed these girls." Kurt Caldwell said he didn't kill them. He saved them. They needed me. They needed my help. They were nothing, obviously, without my assistance. He tried to bring up his father and like, well, what my father did to these women years ago. And Dexter said, "Don't use your father as an excuse, because he's been dead for years and you've been doing this yourself consistently for 25 years in Silver Lake, kidnapping, torturing, and murdering girls who need help, obviously, at his diner, also on the highways, who are looking to get rides to somewhere. He grabs them and kills them, just like what his dad used to do. Similar, when he grabbed the women, sleep with them, he would beat them relentlessly and without any mercy. While Kurt was a little kid listening in the back of it to music while his dad was assaulting women. So essentially, that's what's been happening. He told Harrison if he wanted to leave. Obviously, Dexter told him that. Harrison repeatedly said no. And obviously, he admitted it to him. He said, why did you attack me? He said, "Your dad didn't tell you that he killed my son." So Harrison knows now that Matt was killed by Dexter, and Dexter stabbed Kurt and he killed him, like he does with all his victims. And Harrison saw that, and he was like freaked out at the end, because the blood from got all up on his feet while Dexter was cutting up Kurt's body before they went to the incinerator and burned his whole entire body / remains. He was having flashbacks of when he was a little baby, when he was just a child, obviously barely born. But about a couple months out, when the Trinity killer killed his mom, he was all in blood, obviously, and he was having flashbacks. So he kind of was like, had a I guess you could say, a panic attack, and he went up to get air. And then after that, they went to the incinerator, and Dexter and Harrison burned Kurt Caldwell's body, and then that was the end of it. And like I said, Angela's on to Dexter. She knows he's the Bay Harbor Butcher, but like I said, she can't go after him with any evidence. All she can really go on is the guy who obviously the drug dealer who Dexter attacked. That's obviously going to be not easy to prove because Dexter can say, "Why would you take my word over a drug dealer who obviously is still selling drugs and hurting kids?" And that's the only thing she really has. She can't attack him with the other stuff because she's got no evidence or proof of that, which is obviously why I think Dexter will not be caught. And it's looking like him and Harrison will probably be creating new identities and probably living in Argentina or maybe Venezuela or somewhere. I don't know, but Venezuela, Argentina, or maybe the Czech Republic or the Dominican Republic. I have no idea. Maybe even Cuba, because it's close to Miami. I have no idea. But that's what it looks like, because I was like, when I saw the preview of the episode for next week, which is the last one, it showed Dexter standing like he was taking a picture. Now, when the police line up, when you take a picture, it usually has the person obviously standing there having a sign with their name on it in their hand, but it didn't look like Dexter's doing that, which makes me believe he's not caught. It makes me think what I'm looking at is Angela catches up to Dexter, but he gets away at the end. As far as her getting killed, it's not going to happen. Harrison's not going to kill her. There'd be no reason to. I have no idea. The producer's saying that on the show that people are going to have their heads explode with what's going to happen. I really don't think that's going to be the case. He's obviously teasing it, but from what I saw, I don't believe no one's going to be killed off. It looks like Dexter and Harrison probably do get away at the end, and obviously after Angela figures out what they did. But yeah, if they're showing that Dexter's obviously taking that picture, then they would give it away. Oh, he's caught at the end. That's him taking his mugshot. But I actually don't think so. I think that they end up getting away with it. I don't think Harrison kills Angela or her adoptive daughter because he likes her, and Kurt's dead, and I don't think Kurt's got anybody to go after Harrison or Dexter or even Angela and her adoptive daughter, now that he's gone. And then randomly somebody who, it looks like it was Kurt, obviously it was, Kurt Caldwell put an envelope in the mailbox of Angela. It looks like he did that before he left, but we actually didn't see that until the end of the episode. Angela got this letter, and she got it from her mailbox, and it said Jim Lindsay killed Matt Caldwell. She opens the letter and shakes it, the envelope. The springs from Matt Caldwell's arms and body that he had put in him, the pins from the accident where he broke his bones on that boating accident, were in there, which obviously Kurt himself had, which he showed Dexter last week when he basically sent it to him via the guy that Dexter killed, which was the Kurt Caldwell's henchman. Dexter chopped his body up this week, but he left. He's been dead there for about a couple of days or a week. He went back to do that. He killed the guy in episode 8, but just this week in episode 9, he cut and got rid of his body because he had to do that. It looks like Angela finds that place somehow. I don't know how she's able to find that in next week's episode. And she's looking around there to see where Dexter killed that guy at, which is a camp that was closed down, summer camp. But he killed him in the kitchen area. But the guy's dead. I don't know. She'll probably find some blood, but the whole entire body is gone. Dexter took him and he's out. It wouldn't really matter. And like I said, her whole Kurt Caldwell situation, she's completely left that alone. I don't know if she'll actually even catch up to even looking into him, and how Dexter will trick her into actually going to the compound where he keeps all the girls that he's killed at there, because that'll obviously help her get a big win and obviously take him down, because Molly obviously is dead, and Kurt Caldwell will be the one who obviously will be named as the killer, because this is going to be bad, because Molly is the police chief of Silver Lake. She's dating Dexter's she's dating Dexter, but he's not going under the name Jim Lindsay. If she comes out and tells everybody that she's been dating this guy for years and she didn't know that he was the Bay Harbor Butcher, that's going to make her look bad. What the story is going to be, Dexter's probably going to have her call her up on the phone and tell her about that. Just take the win, Angela. Kurt's dead. All those women that he killed, you found them. You can tell the whole entire public that, and you'll be looked at as the hero, which obviously she will be, which is the first scenario. Or the second one is she turns Dexter and gets arrested, and she obviously can use that to become a FBI agent, I guess, for somehow reason. But that obviously looks bad because she'll have to leave Silver Lake. Why would she want to stay in that town with Angela, with her adoptive daughter? After it was revealed that she, as the police captain, has been dating a mass serial killer for over 2 to 3 years. That doesn't look right. She couldn't stay at that job forever. A lot of people would not trust her. But if Kurt Caldwell is the one who was thrown under the bus, because he obviously is a serial killer that they've been looking for in that whole entire town for 25 years, and they have not gotten any closure, he would be the one, obviously, to be held up as a sacrificial lamb, so she can obviously get all the awards and trophies for that, which she will, because they don't care about Miami and New York. Dexter, that what happened in Miami is done and over with. This guy's been terrorizing that town of Silver Lake for over 25 years. They just found the body of Iris, of her friend that's been missing for over 25 years, her best friend Angela. She went to go tell her parents about that, who she's obviously known for years, and they obviously were celebrating about that, even though Kurt Caldwell got away with it. So that obviously makes more sense. He goes down, everybody knows what he did. His whole name is buried and obviously smudged forever, his whole entire family and legacy, and he's gone. So they'll have it. The story is he left town, him and his son. They could probably put one and one together. Angela can do that at a press conference, and that'll be the end of it. She could be upgraded to a special agent somehow, but she won't leave Silver Lake because she'll be the hero there. So there's no reason for her to leave. It's possible she could in a few years, but I don't know. But that makes more sense, because why would she want to expose herself as the person as the one who got played? You were the police chief of this town. You were dating a serial killer for all these years, and you didn't know about it. And when you let Kurt get away, that's going to look bad for her, obviously, and she'll probably lose her job. So the best scenario for her is to have Kurt be obviously the one put on display, and he is a serial killer, but Dexter is also one as well, but they don't care about him. Like I said, what happened in Miami 9 years ago, these people don't care about, because Dexter didn't kill these girls and torture them in Silver Lake. Kurt Caldwell did. So obviously this is exactly what needs to be taking place, and which most likely will happen. Dexter Harrison will get some new identities, just like Dexter obviously has now, that he's been using for the past 4 or 5 years, living in Silver Lake under the name Jim Lindsay, and that's what's going to happen. So that's what I see taking place, because like I said, in the preview, they wouldn't show you, obviously, and give that away when, like I said, when you watch the video of, oh, here's Dexter, he got caught, and here's him taking his mugshot. Why would they spoil that at the end and make you think that that obviously is the case? So it's looking like a chase. Angela's catching up to Dexter. Obviously, Harrison, it looks like they managed to somehow slip away and get away with it, because, like I said, they're 10 steps ahead of Angela. Yes, they're going to be at her house, but they end up leaving anyways, and I don't know exactly what they do, but they have no home to go to. Kurt burned their house down. They've got nowhere to live. So obviously it's looking like they're going to just be moving on by themselves. Why would Harrison stay while Dexter goes to jail? He's going to leave that town. He wouldn't stay there. Angela couldn't trust him anyways, obviously, around her daughter, because she caught them together in bed. So obviously that's not going to happen. Harrison's got no family to go to, so he would end up obviously going to be with Dexter. And it's looking like him and Dexter probably will be sailing off into the sunset together overnight and going to live in Argentina or some other country where Angela has no jurisdiction at all to even touch them. And they can assume new identities and live there alone. That's what's most likely is going to happen, or Cuba. But more than likely, it's going to be obviously probably Argentina, because Cuba's close to Miami, and Dexter doesn't want to be anywhere back there as the Bay Harbor Butcher, obviously. So, and Angela has no hardcore evidence to even go after him about that. So we'll see what happens, but that more than likely will be the case. They were bringing up the fact that the guy that used to work with Dexter at the lab, I forgot his name is Masuka. He was the Asian guy who was bald, who wore glasses. Some people are saying he's going to come back next week for the final episode and give Angela some clues and keys about the Bay Harbor Butcher and also Dexter. That really doesn't look like it's going to happen. It could. I really don't care. But Batista came back a couple weeks ago. He helped her a little bit, but just for a brief moment, even if that's the case, she obviously already knows that he is the Bay Harbor Butcher, but she has no hardcore evidence to go after him. Neither does Masuka, because they had no proof of it. Dexter framed the detective Dokes. He framed him to make him look like he was the Bay Harbor Butcher. After he went after Dexter and told him, "I know who you are." Dexter had to frame him so well that nobody would question him ever, or anybody around him, including Deborah Morgan or anybody he was associated with. Which is actually it was little. It was just him and his sister. So basically, obviously him or his sister. But anyway, either way, he set up Dokes very well. That's what happened. So we'll see what happens with the show when it ends next week, which will be season 1, episode 10, the ending of Dexter New Blood. And like I said, I don't believe that Dexter's going to be caught. They gave it away, like I said, in the trailer to make you think that was him taking his mugshot. But why would they give that away and spoil that for you if they obviously are trying to keep people interested? Why would they give that away? Which is what I'm saying. It's a twist. They're tricking you. They're trying to make you think that he is. And it's looking like he obviously will end up, obviously. I don't know if Dexter is going to end up having to kill somebody to keep him and Harrison safe while Angela tries to catch up to him, or Harrison won't do it. I don't think it's going to take either of them out. And obviously, Dexter wouldn't ask Harrison to do that to Angela. That's more than likely not going to happen. It's looking like it's a chase, and Dexter and Harrison get away somehow and go to Argentina and live under different names. Because remember, when you watched them at Kurt's house, Kurt drove up there, was about to leave with his cash, passports, everything. Dexter and Harrison took that cash and can use that and whatever Dexter has saved up in his bank account there as Jim Lindsay all these years, and take that and run forever and live in Argentina, like I said, for very cheap under new aliases and names, which Dexter obviously got from, I don't know, whoever he paid. They didn't explain that at all in this the whole entire series, who Dexter paid to give him a new name, which is Jim Lindsay, while he moved to Silver Lake, upstate New York, which is where he has been living at for the past, obviously, 7 years now. Since he fled Miami and faked his death, obviously, after his sister Deborah Morgan died, and got away as being under the alias, obviously, or known as the Bay Harbor Butcher. The flashback to him attacking the Wiggles guy, the clown, was basically a flashback to him in like the 3rd or 4th season, and it was cool to see a flashback of that while he was explaining currently to Harrison what he was doing, obviously, and how he came to be this person. Obviously, he explained to him at the end. He told him, yes, I did kill Wiggles, and I killed the Trinity Killer after what he did to your mom. Harrison didn't have a problem with it, and he became very happy, and he felt closure to hearing his dad say that to him, because he wanted to do that to the Bay Harbor, to the Trinity Killer for years, which is kill him for what he did to his mom, which is kill her, obviously. So that's basically the end of it. We'll see what happens this next week when the season 1 episode 10 airs for Dexter's Dexter New Blood, this series / season finale. Maybe there'll be a season 2. I have no idea. We'll see what happens with that. But that's the end of my review. And thank you for watching. Let me know what you have to think about the show. And if you haven't been watching it, you can catch up on it by going on Hulu and also Showtime. They have them both on there and online for you to see. Other places, obviously, it's posted as well. And that's the end of my video. And we'll see what happens. It's been very fun. It's been very entertaining to watch. It's been getting better every week. The Molly situation was crazy because we didn't see him actually kill Kurt. We didn't see her get killed by Kurt. But people were saying that on these articles on here that yes, Molly is the one who got attacked and killed by Kurt. And she was the one who he was wrapping up on his table when he was called by somebody a couple weeks ago. But now it's revealed that yes, Kurt actually did kill Molly, the young girl who runs her podcast, Mary fucking Kill. She's gone, and obviously Angela will have to find that out, along with the other girls that Kurt's killed and had encased in glass for over like several years after he killed them, and has dolled them up as his trophy / girls that he gets to keep forever, even after he killed them and torched them. It's very crazy to see that, but that's what happened, and that's basically it. We'll see what happens in the next week's episode, which will be the last one. Like I said, there'll be a season 2. I have no idea. It'd be nice if there was, though, but that's the end of my video. Thank you again for watching. Goodbye. Thank you.